What's up guys, DRJ here. Today I wanted to share with you guys my partnership news. So some of you may already heard via Twitter or Facebook, I recently signed a deal with I guess I don't know what you call them, a YouTube partner, or I guess they're a YouTube partner. A partner. I don't know what you call them. So I recently signed with Curse. I had all sorts of offers from actually a big variety of channels, which I guess was... at first it was kind of, I guess, flattering or something like that, but as time went on it actually became really fucking annoying. And I know that, out of all the annoying situations to be in, I mean, that's not a bad one to be in, but kept getting so many emails and notices and things like that about so-and-so channel wants to do something with you, and I think that at the end here I was just tempted to sign with a channel to get all the other channels off my back, or just leave me alone. I don't know if that actually happened, but hopefully it does. The biggest reason, I have this list down here I'm reading off of, the biggest reason why I signed with Curse, I think at the end honestly came down to a couple things. The first one was probably their customer service, which is basically my interaction with the Curse rep, and I'm asking them detailed questions about, what kind of copyright protection do they provide? How are my views generated? What's the protocols behind, featuring videos? All sorts of things like that. So I spoke with the Curse rep for the better part of like 2 hours. I asked every possible question out there. It was fantastic, and at the end of this, the Curse rep was telling me, to take some time and think about this. It's an important decision, etc. Whereas, like, say, my experience talking, I spoke with several machinima reps, and actually had to block one of them on Twitter because he would not leave me alone. It was, that fucking annoying. I think he might be the only person I've ever blocked on Twitter. Also, speaking with the machinima reps, they definitely just came off. If the bar of professionalism is like way up here, machinima is, you can't actually see how low my hand is, you can imagine. Just totally different worlds interacting with their representatives. The guys from Machinima I talked to, like I said, this is just my experience with them. Maybe everyone else has, signed with them has had way different interactions, but I just want to let you guys know what I've experienced. I'd ask them questions and they could not give me detailed answers whatsoever. It really didn't matter what question it was, but anything regarding especially the contract was, I was either told something like, I can't answer that, or they would just allude to some sort of vague answer, and I'm like, I'm not looking to get some vague answer. I want, ironed out details before I sign your ridiculous contract with you, and they just refused to give them. Oftentimes they would pass the buck and tell me, in order to answer this question, it dealt with this part of the company, and answer this question, it dealt with that part of the company, and I was just like, well, if I have a million fucking questions, do I just... it would just be a huge nightmare to get all of these questions answered. I think the majority of people that they're signing onto their channel, at least nowadays, are probably not quite so interested in asking a lot of these questions, but it would never even cross my mind to sign a contract with somebody without, making sure I knew exactly what I was getting myself into. And machinima, in every sense of the word, was basically... It just felt like it was pulling teeth when I was trying to get them to help me out and figure out what it was I'd be signing on for. Also, one of the big differences between the two companies are the contracts. So Curse's contract is, publicly available. It's spelled out on their website, on a variety of websites, all the different clauses and everything like that. Both their contract and their rep give their company, to me, the appearance of, or lack thereof, but basically transparency. They just come off as very transparent. It doesn't feel like when you're talking to them they have some sort of hidden agenda. I didn't feel like I was being suckered into anything. Also, their contract is like I can join today and leave tomorrow, whereas Machinima's contract was, I think, for 7 years. And when I asked the rep about leaving, he told me it was never an option to leave no matter what. You don't just leave, and that's what happens when you sign a contract. So now you kind of get some sort of sense for what I was dealing with. Also the CPM, is the cost of reaching an audience on a per thousand basis. And the M there is sort of denote the 1,000. It's a Roman numeral 1,000. That's why it's M. So the CPM is basically the amount of money you make per 1,000 views, and the CPM for Curse was $3, and the CPM for Machinima is $2. Once again, this is all publicly available information. So that was a nice incentive, but like I said, the biggest thing was basically that the transparency of the company as a whole as a result of their contract and their representatives, basically the customer service. Featured videos on Curse are not as big of a deal as they are on Machinima. It sounds like it's not something that happens quite so often. And honestly, it's not something that I'm looking forward to doing on a regular basis, so I thought that wasn't as big of a deal to me. Over at Machinima you can upload, I think, it was hard to tell, I could never get any details because the reps couldn't clarify, but it sounds like you can upload videos much more often to Respawn, and on Curse you're much more limited on the amount of videos you featured. Overall that's pretty much it. That's a good summary of both the two sort of competing, the big players in my mind that were competing for my partnership offer. Nothing is going to, a lot of people, and myself included, that's why I've been so hesitant to sign this, nothing is going to be drastically changing overnight. Hopefully not over the long run, unless it's for the better, for good. But, I'm not going to suddenly stop responding to comments on videos. I'm not going to suddenly shut down the website or anything like that. I'm not going to suddenly stop live streaming. My content is not going to change overnight to all sorts of COD and Minecraft related media. Still have no desire to play either of those. I really have an itching desire to play an FPS, just can't bring myself to play COD. So, I think for the most part, hopefully it will get me some new exposure. Like I said, you guys know that my idea here is to, bring about better games by educating gamers. So hopefully we can make bigger steps towards doing that, but I don't see anything significantly changing. Like I said, the content for, by and large, the meat and potatoes will still be on my channel. Won't be uploading all sorts of stuff to all different places. So I don't see this as anything but a good thing, and to be honest, I'm really excited and happy to be moving forward. Really excited that the bogus companies that lay ridiculous copyright claims to all sorts of my videos, it sounds like those will be stopping. So that'll be really, really nice. Just on my end, my account regularly gets flagged, and it'll get limited for they'll tell me I can't upload videos longer than 15 minutes. This happens on a regular basis for all sorts of nonsensical companies saying that they own my Batman playthrough, or NBC claiming my Mass Effect playthroughs, all sorts of goofy stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to having that monkey off my back. As always, comments, criticisms, critiques, let me know, and like I said, I look forward to moving forward in the future with you guys on this channel. I'm hoping to keep it as constant as it has always been.